Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 88 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Today, I have a plan. So the video that went live today is the one where I built my first turbine, or maybe it was the one after that. And basically I see a lot of people requesting a second turbine. So we're going to do it. I think I left off that episode saying, hey, if you want a second turbine, let me know. I expected a lot of people to say, nah, don't bother. But actually, quite a few people do want to see that. So we're going to do it. So I've got all kinds of cool stuff planned for today. I would like to, pretty quickly, actually, it shouldn't be too much effort, to build a second turbine and hook it into our computer here. And the computer, I think we're going to have to figure out how it's going to realize that there's a second turbine added. I don't know if it'll just, automatically be like, hey, new turbine, cool. Or if I have to, do something to make it realize, hey, turbine, right? So there might be a thing I need to do. There may not be. I don't know. But long story short, it should automatically adjust my reactor to make it generate more steam and do cool things. But first things first, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's make a turbine. So if we check our refined storage system, we should see that it is currently wrapping up on some Enderium, and once that's done, we'll be good to go. But already I kicked off the craft for all the things that are necessary. So let's make sure we've got our builder's wand. Let's get at reactors going here. So I've got some turbine housing. I've got some turbine glass that I requested, but it doesn't seem to have crafted. So I may need to kick that off. Did you ignore my request for turbine glass? Because I totally asked for a ton of that stuff. And I don't see it here. Turbine glass? Where is that request? Okay, maybe it didn't go. So, turbine glass. Last modifier. Okay, cool. I don't know. Whatever. I need 312 of it. So let's just do 320, because that should be pretty cool. And start. And now you're going to realize that I want turbine glass? Yay. Oh, you know what? Interesting. Cool, I guess. So it's making a few things. You're doing your thing? Yay. Alright, so while that cooks, we can go ahead and lay out the foundation of the turbine, which will be this. And you can see, I kind of prettied up the walls here a little bit. I should probably take these out before I do anything else. That was instrumental in building my 5x5 column of stuff, but no longer necessary. So put you guys away. I'm going to put you away for the time being. What else don't I really need? That's good enough for now. So, yeah, basically we're going to replicate the build that we did to get this working before. Now that's about it, right? And then we can to here, and that looks good, right? Sweet. And that's gonna mirror the build there. And this will tell me whether I chose the right amount of turbine housings. I may or may not have, but I think we're looking pretty good. And once this is done, we're basically going to, just building this turbine will double the amount of power we're generating from our reactor, right? And that should be cool. So yeah, we have 3 extra turbine housings, nice. Let's come back when my glass is all done. All right, stage 2 of turbine design. Whoops, totally didn't want to do that. Oh well. Quick enough to break and fix. Gotta be a little bit more careful about that. I should put on the builder mode that doesn't allow that to happen by mistake. That's pretty good. At least if it happens now, it'll happen just for one row. Cool, right? Okay. And then we'll want 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let's get into bat mode here just so we can fly in. So the middle block back here is your turbine housing. So that should be good. And then over here, we're going to need a controller and a rotor bearing, right? I don't think I made those. So Turbine Controller. Let's get one of those. So we're going to want 2 of these guys. And then a turbine. Just get like 10 more of these, because I know I'm going to need a few for some of the miscellaneous blocks I need to make. So Turbine Controller looks like to be where? Where are you, Turbine Controller? There's the rotor bearing that I need. So that's cool. We're going to need 2 more rotor shafts then. Should be easy enough. And then Turbine Controller. Sweet. Okay. So this guy can go here. And this guy can go here. And then we want to run shafts, which luckily give off light, which makes this like a lot nicer looking if you think about it. Cool. And then we had the rotors go on the front side, right? So that's cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. And as many as can go. And by now, hopefully my Enderium is done. It's actually making literally 1 more. We're waiting on 1 more Enderium at this point, because I'm pretty sure I requested 37. So it was almost done. Wow, because I took a long break in between that segment. So I'm surprised it's still crafting. That's hilarious. But 1 more set of Enderium ingots, and we'll be good here. So that 37, I guess I can start placing, and then we'll... So how did I do it over here? Was it? All right, I ran it all the way back except for those last 3. And I got a lot of comments saying, like, why didn't I just fill in the last 3? That'll actually slow the turbine down more, I think. And that would almost, like, be a bad thing, right? So... I may have backed myself into a little bit of a corner here. There we go. So we'll put this here, and then we'll grab the 1 more Enderium block, which should be done by now. Cool. And then we're good, right? So this should be, error is not valid for turbines exterior. 428. 428, where is that? That's on this side. And 218. 243. Oh, right, because the front of the turbine is not filled up yet with glass. There we go. Nice. All right, so next things are, I'm just kind of replicating what we have over here, and I'm running a line straight underneath to this bad boy. And what we're going to get is pretty much I want to map out the exact same layout that I've got already. So what I'll do is I'll break this and stick the computer port here. Cool. I'll break this and stick the power tap. And then, how do I have these guys lined up? So they're kind of off-centered with that. So like right here and here is where we have this and this. And the one on the right is the blue one. So let's get out of our bag, our wrench, the extreme wrench. And then we're gonna want some fluid ducts, super laminar fluid ducts. Let's get 20 more of those bad boys. So that'll get crafted. And then from Open Computers, we're going to want another adapter, right? Or do we just need cables to plug into that thing? So we don't actually need an adapter. So I should be able to just ask for cables. I feel like I had extras of those already, but maybe I used them all. Now before I hook that up, I want to make sure that our fluid stuff's hooked up correctly. So let's get those super laminars, which should be in progress, taking their sweet time. Come on, super laminars. What is up? What machines do I have to go click an acceleration wand on? Talk to me. Pulverized obsidian, huh? You're the one gumming up the works? Faster, faster, faster. All right, so super laminars, that one's good. We should be good on this line now. Cool. So water flowing out, steam flowing in. That should be cool. Let's just validate that everything looks good. So you should be full of steam now? Cool. All right, so let's hook up the computer and see what happens, because I'm legitimately not sure what's going to happen when I do this. Boom. Did you just like auto figure out that there's a turbine there, or what's the deal? Combined view. Hey, turbines! There's a new turbine there, and it's in kickoff mode. Cool. So kickoff mode means that it's trying to speed up. So kickoff mode, I think, means that we're going to have the coils disengaged, meaning that they're not trying to generate power. And the turbine's active. Vent overflow only is fine. Are you not getting enough steam? Right, so he's not getting enough steam right now, and neither are you. And the reason for that is probably that you need to be adjusted. Or maybe you need more water? Oh, you know what? He might have been on vent overflow. That's the problem. Let's make sure your vent is closed, as is yours. We might have derped up water a bit. We might need a little bit more water to go in here. How did I do that in the past? Export bus? Is that what I did last time? Do I have a bucket of water handy? I do. Cool. Come on, exporter. There you are. And some cables, probably, would be nice. Did I put that on the other side of the reactor? Is that how I did it? I know I've got a thing over there. Is that what I did? I'm trying to remember how I set this up like a million years ago. Hey, yeah, there you are. Coolant port. Sweet. Water should be actually going in there already. So you should actually already be doing that. Redstone mode. Oh, it has redstone enabled. That's why. So if I turn you to without redstone, he should be good to go for dumping water in. Nice. Now we're cooking. Cool. Beautiful. And now you've got the appropriate amount of steam. You've got the appropriate amount of steam and probably a little backlog of water. So let's turn you off again. And that should be fine. So let's see. Are you cool? And how are you doing? You're good. Nice. All right. So now the turbines are behaving themselves a little bit better, right? So he's going to, in kickoff mode, he's not producing any power because when the coils are engaged, it takes longer for the speed up to happen. So see how it's speeding up its RPMs? Once he gets to an appropriate level of RPM, the coils will engage, which will cause it to speed up slower, much slower, like, you know, super slow by comparison. And oh, your RPMs dropped a significant amount. So what is the combined view here saying? Yeah, cool. So your reactor is adjusting the amount of buckets per tick that you need. So that's cool. Nice. All right, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to give this thing a few minutes to figure himself out, and we'll be right back. All right, so taking a look at the computer here, because this is the thing that's really the variable for us. The first turbine is still, he's in a slow spin-up state, which I guess means that he's trying to spin up, get his RPMs up, but he's also allowing the engaged coils to run. So that's kind of cool. And then this guy's still in a kickoff state, which means he's trying to get his RPMs up without the coil engaged, right? His steam consumption is 2. His steam consumption is 2. Now, reactor is currently outputting 3.9. I don't know why it hasn't adjusted the coils thing to be to like 4.0. But I guess it may or may not figure itself out at some point. We'll see what happens. So I'll be right back. Cool. So it looks like our turbine here just switched into the green, which is good. He's still in kickoff mode. I'm assuming once he hits around 1800, which is, you know, the sweet spot for RPMs, is when he's going to flip into it. It'll probably be around 17 or 1800. He'll flip into and engage his coils. So let's see if that is correct. So you're hitting around 1700 now. Nice. Still in kickoff mode. Steam consumption still at 2 buckets per tick. How are you doing on steam? You're fine. How are you doing on steam? Pretty okay. Could be better. We need to produce more steam in our... There we go. Right around 1780. Boom. Internal energy buffer filled up. Cool. All right, so what I should probably do now is do a thing that I should have already done, but I'm a derp, so I didn't. You. Come here. Totally forgot to do this. Like, I placed the block and didn't hook up anything to it. So you're going to be in input mode, which means you're going to fill up internal buffer, and you're going to bind directly to that dude, which means you'll also be sending power. So now your internal buffer should clear out, which should be good. Cool. Energy buffer's good, producing 23,000. You actively disengaged your coils and the turbine. Interesting. Why would you do that? Calibrating. Okay, cool. So what are you doing? Suspended here and calibrating here. Interesting. I don't know if that's, like, I don't understand how this program works, if I'm being totally honest, right? Like, I didn't write it, so we'll just keep an eye on things and see what it does. I'm assuming at some point, oh wow, you switched down to 2 buckets per tick instead of, okay, interesting. I don't know why you decided to suspend this guy. Maybe he figured that we don't need the power so much? Energy demand is 0? That can't be right. I don't know. I'm going to give it a few minutes to think. It might be like thrown off by the fact that the internal buffer filled up and it realized like, hey, I don't need that. One thing I can try doing is toggling charge mode on, and that I think kicks both turbines into gear and makes them start, you know, going. And then turning off charge mode, I don't know, we'll see. Charge like forces it to run, and without charge mode on, it like tries to be smart. Alright guys, so after a little bit of just waiting around, it looks like the 2 turbines have gotten to the point where they're both at a stable rate. And you can see it says stable on them is their state. And the reactor has gotten to the point where it's producing around 4 buckets per tick. So everything did sort itself out. One thing I did do is turn on the charge mode, which I think just forces it to generate power. If I turn off charge mode, it's going to drop it down to the point where I think it tries to turn things on as needed, which probably, like, it's going to turn stuff on and off, right? To try and meet the demand of what we need to do, right? So energy demand, that's interesting, is that it's reading energy demand as low, and it's like bursty. You know what, that kind of makes sense, or so? I don't know, actually. I'm trying to realize, like, why energy demand is, like, flickering on and off. So, you know, we've got this guy who's sending power out to this guy. So they've got internal buffers, right? So I'm wondering if that's something to do with it, like because it's an internal buffer of power. So by turning on charge mode, it just kind of says like, just run. Don't try to be smart. Just go. Charging, boom, we're going to charge up your energy storage device. And I'm assuming it'll turn off when the thing gets full, but I'm honestly not 100% sure. So I think without charge mode on, it tries to be smart and match the energy demand and turn the reactors on as needed. But with charge mode on, it's just going to be like, I'll run them full blast and like just fill up your buffer because why not? Cool. So let's let that run for a bit and come back to check on it shortly. All right, short period of time later, and we're up to about 5.5 billion RF, which is a pretty nice number, not going to lie. 0.26, so not even just above 1/4% of the total capacity of the tier 7 orb down there, but that's fine. We will probably get into more power gen options at some point to, just for fun, get that thing up, because we're already at the point where like we're going to struggle to use that much power. Not really the 5 billion, especially because what I want to do next is work towards getting ready to fight the Chaos Dragon. I think that's probably going to be my next tier of stuff. So the Chaos Dragon is a boss that's added by Draconic Evolution, and all the overpowered gear that you can get in Draconic Evolution is working its way towards being able to fight that boss, right? So we've already got Draconic tier capacity on our bow for arrow damage, speed, and draw speed, which is cool, right? And if we check this guy out, we can see like we've got, you know, like the base damage and the auto fire and the magnification and all this good stuff, like all boosted up. So to the point where this thing's like a really silly overpowered weapon. Not, however, when it comes to the Chaos Dragon. So that thing's gonna wreck you. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very powerful boss that really hurts. So the best way to deal with it is getting some overpowered armor. And this armor, while overpowered for pretty much every other Minecraft example of combat, is probably what you need in order to fight the Chaos Dragon, and you still might even die without a little bit of luck. So we're going to want to get Draconic tier armor. That's our next goal. In order to get that, we're going to need a Wyvern helm and sets of Wyvern gear. So let's start off by getting the Draconic Wyvern gear for each component, right? So we're going to need basically diamond armor of each piece, and we're going to need a Wyvern core and Wyvern energy core. So let's get 4 of each of these. 4 of each of these. And we'll probably just want a diamond helmet to get a Draconic helmet. Cool. We're going to want a diamond chestplate to get a Draconic chestplate. And this gear by itself is pretty powerful. But we're not going to even spend any time working with it, right? This is like the tier 1 version of the gear or the armor that you get available through Draconic Evolution. So I'm going to remove my super cool diamond armor, and I'm going to equip. Everything's charging up. Nice. So let's bring up our HUD here. I like to tweak the bottom left to scale it down to about 60%, around the same place. Fade out can be full, 100%. Numerics can be on, and that should be good. So what that should do is when I take damage or anything changes about my armor, it'll show me for a minute, and then it'll 100% fade out. It sounds pretty good, right? Because I don't like UI clutter on my screen. So how does this thing work? Well, let's actually leave this guy off for a minute so I can show you. So there's a couple pieces of information down here that we can kind of see. And if you look into your Draconic Evolution tablet, I think it spills the beans on how this whole thing works. So Wyvern armor, yada, yada, yada. Draconic energy shield is what you get. So the Draconic energy shield is basically a big shield of energy that protects you from damage. So let's go find something that's going to attack me, if I may. Let's find a monster of some kind. I realize it's daytime, but we'll see. It just became daytime. Let's flip it to night. I'll be right back. Okay, making it nighttime. Thank you, Draconic dude. Oh, look, a monster. What the heck are you? Alright, so for some reason you have wings. I really don't know what that's all about. That's cool. But look, he's attacking me. And my armor's barely being impacted by it. So I'm not actually taking damage at all. I have an energy shield around me that protects me from damage. You'll notice there's this EN number at the bottom that's going up, though. That guy is a little something. I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay, cool. I have no idea what that was. This is my mod pack, and I have no idea what I just fought. Does anybody know what that is? So let's go over here to these guys. This'll help. Sweet! Now we're taking damage like nobody's business. Booyah. Hello, how's it going, skeletons? Like I said, pretty powerful armor, and we haven't even upgraded it yet. Oh look, now they're fighting each other. They're all annoyed that they can't hurt me, so they're gonna fight each other. So the green bar is what we care about. The blue bar is my energy. That's how much power I have left. Look, another one of these things. What are you even? You're a zombie. Okay, cool. Something has that. So the green bar, or the blue bar on the bottom is my energy. Oot, we're getting out of there. That's how much power is stored in the armor. It uses energy to keep that shield up, and every time it has to repair that shield, it drains power. That energy, of course, is coming out of my Draconic Flux capacitor. So that thing's charging it and keeping the blue bar full. If that blue bar ever starts to drop, then we're going to be in trouble because it means our energy reserves are dropping and we're, in bad shape. The green bar is your entropy. Basically what happens is every time you take damage, you get entropy. The higher your entropy level is, the slower your shield recharges. And if your entropy reaches 100%, your charge really recharges slowly. And the 256, that's how much shield energy you actually have. So right now I have 256 shield energy out of 256 total capacity for shield energy. And it recharges pretty quickly as I take damage. However, if my entropy was high, the green bar moved more towards the red like we saw, I would wind up recharging my shield that much slower. So now that we have an understanding of how the shield works, because it's actually important to know that, because as we go to fight the more difficult bosses, we're going to want to keep that in mind. Let's upgrade this guy. So for about 1 million RF each, and 2 awakened, an awakened core, and a Draconic energy core, right? And that's the same for every one of these, I'm pretty sure. So you are the same, and you are the same, and you are the same. So yeah, so I'm going to need 8 awakened, 4 cores, and 4 energy cores. Cool. So you awakened, we're going to need 4 of you. We're missing gold? Explain to me how I'm missing gold. No, seriously, explain to me how I'm missing gold. There's no way that I'm low on gold. I only have 162 gold. Okay then. Really? Am I like not processing gold at the moment or something? Or have I just used a really large amount of it recently? Okay, cool. I'm assuming gold ore. comes from preferred yellow lens. That's cool. I would not have expected that. Maybe a to-do list item would be to perhaps look at increasing my thing down there. You. Maybe I'll get that up to tier 5 soon. You. This should start gathering gold for me. Wow, right in the middle of explanation, I run out of a resource. Hey, look, gold. Haha, cool. I'm really surprised to be low on gold. I'm surprised to be on low on anything, to be honest with you. Why do I feel like I'm low on a lot of resources? Well, these are alloys, so that makes sense. But this stuff I all have plenty of, right? Yeah, thousands of it. Really weird that I would be so low on a resource, any resource at this point. Like, really surprised. I'm guessing my turbines might have used a lot of gold, didn't they? Like, turbine glass requires housings, which requires 2 gold each housing for each piece of glass. So, I mean, like, in fairness, we probably use about 1,000 gold for each turbine. So I guess that makes sense. All right, we'll be back in a minute once we get a few more pieces of gold here. And we're also going to need more draconium. So maybe now would be a smart time, let's put our armor back on, to visit our draconium age and do a little bit of mining. Because draconium, I mean, well, we have 50 blocks of it still, actually. So maybe I don't have to do that. That's what I broke my old orb. Cool. Okay, so awaken times 4 yet? So I'm going to need about a stack more of gold. So we'll be back in a few minutes. I'm just going to let this run. Okie dokie. So 674. That should be enough now. Get 4 of these dudes. Now, refresh my memory. That was one of these recipes, right? Nice. Automation, you are the best. How much does this cost power-wise? Oh yeah, just 9 million RF. All right, back in a minute. I will let these 4 craft, and then we'll get to upgrade. All right, real easy upgrade process. You, and then you go in. Be right back. So some upgrades that you'll notice right off the bat, right? First off, you'll notice that your armor, which normally stored 4 million RF, now stores 16 million RF. So this thing stores a lot more power. Also, what was, you know, a handful of shielding per device, right? So like, let's say the helmet, for example. That was, what was that, 38? Your Draconic boots are going to store a lot more, right? So noticeably more armor right off the bat. So that's kind of cool for shielding wise. So with just 2 pieces of armor on, I have almost the same amount of shield as I had with the full suit of Wyvern. Now we're going to get the helm here and the chest plate, and it's going to recharge itself. So see the internal thing filling up there. Nice. Not too shabby. Now we can also upgrade all these, because as you notice, there's an upgrades option. So RF capacity, in terms of how much power it can store in the armor itself. We actually do want to probably consider upgrading this. Movement speed you can boost, shield capacity, and shield recovery. So let's do this, and we'll equip this guy. And you'll notice that blue bar fill up if you looked quickly, and now we've got 512. So basically double the amount of shielding out of the gate. There's other things we can do, by the way. So first off, your Draconic Helm has the option to turn on and off night vision, and the option to turn on and off hiding the armor so that it's not even visible, and night vision lock. So with night vision on and night vision lock off, it'll only turn on night vision if you're in an area that's dark, which is kind of cool. And then with it locked, obviously it'll be locked on at any point. So that's kind of neat. I'll turn it off for now, but that's actually, let's try, I want to see what it's like on underground. So like if we turn this on with night vision lock off, right? Night vision's not on right now unless I lock it on, right? So yeah, now it's locked on. Cool. So we don't want that. I want it off. So it says, hey, it's bright enough. I don't need night vision. However, when I go into my basement here, oh, that is cool, actually. That is really cool. So it's like, all right, well, as I get close to this, like, so here, I'm in an area with a high enough light level that it's disabling night vision, and then when I move away from this area, it's dark enough that it turns night vision on. That's kind of nifty. That's really kind of nifty, actually. So that's a thing that I kind of like. But I'm going to turn it off for now. So night vision is an option in the helm. Flight speed modifier. Flight lock allows you to lock rate of flight. Hiding armor, inertial cancellation, and boost on sprint. Nice. So I'm going to turn boost on sprint on. I'm going to put away my angel ring, because I don't think I need it anymore. And I should be able to fly without it. Sweet. So what do these options do? So these are all powered based on, so I can control and I can move pretty quickly, but I can boost my flight speed modifier all the way up to 600% or anything you want. And then boom, your flight speed is significantly increased, right? And with boost on, sprint on, you'll notice that your flight speed isn't that fast until you start sprinting with control, and then boom, it boosts it. So that's usually what I like to do so that I can fly really quickly as needed. Inertial cancellation is nice. If we turn this on, what it means is as I'm flying, if I let go of the forward key, I immediately stop instead of slowly stopping, which would be inertial cancellation off. Cool. So see how I kind of glide to a stop? I like the glide to a stop thing, but it's up to you. Your mileage may vary. Your leggings have a speed modifier as well, and a boost on sprint option. So these things are, here's me normal moving, and here's me sprinting moving. Kind of nice. And then Draconic boots, right? Jump modifier. You can boost your jump, boost on sprint on, step assist on. That's the normal step assist thing. So it lets me jump higher. Not bad. I like it. So we've got some nice armor here. Now, to boost this stuff up, we're going to definitely want to augment it a little bit. So might want to actually tweak a few things here. I don't know. The speed modifier might be a little bit much. 100% seems nice. I just don't like the whole... I don't like the field of view change. That's so painfully obvious. Like, I know field of view change when you're moving is like a thing, but it just bugs me. I don't like it when it's like such a big field of view change. But we're definitely going to want to look at upgrades, right? So we can boost the RF capacity, shield capacity, and shield recovery. So these guys will be able to hold, and you can do the same for movement speed on the legs and jump boost on the boots if you wanted to increase your ability to move even faster than what we've already got. But shield capacity and recovery are big. Shield capacity is the total amount of shielding that you have, and capacity is how, or recovery is how quickly it recharges when you take damage. So we're going to want to boost these before we fight the Chaos Dragon. However, we're getting pretty close to the wrapping up point, so why don't we do this? Let's come back next episode and get ready to boost our armor, and then maybe take on a Chaos Dragon fight. Throughout this episode, we've gotten a decent amount of power. We're up to almost 7 billion RF. Nice. Including the power that we just used to craft all this stuff, so not too bad. For now, Darrell20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. You know what to do. Take it easy.